seats, man.
What SPL do you think you hit when you listen, Michael, like in your room?
I mean, again, I'm typically running -10 to -15 dB, you know, a lot of times. So I rarely, these guys love
nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So what's your dB level at? You were like 80, 85, 100?
Yeah. I mean, it's not,
at your listening position, probably like your bass is probably going to hit 100 and something, right?
I mean, so technically, like reference is supposed to be what? Either 75 or 85 up to peaks of 105?
105 for the main speakers and 115 for the, so 10 dB more for the sub.
Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, it's a decent volume, but it's not like, oh my gosh, because I don't enjoy that for long, especially long periods.
I was telling you guys that I totally get why people go crazy now, because I have my subs dialed in, everything is like really smooth, right? And I've never had an issue. Like I've never wanted my subs to be louder, right? But now, like I'm getting that, like it's smooth, but stuff shakes like crazy, right? Like you just feel it more than you hear it almost, right? Yep. And I'm like, I want more. I want more. And I was like measuring. I'm like, hold on, am I tripping? Am I just like, what's going on? And I was hitting 115 with no distortion, but because it's so clean, I'm like, oh, I wonder what it'd be like if I could just turn it up a little bit more. So I finally hit the limits of this thing. And I get why you guys get all crazy. When it's nice and clean like that, you just kind of addictive.
Well, you want to crank it. Oh.
Yeah. And the good thing too is when you have a lot of overhead like that, to me, I don't see that as being overkill. You know, it just makes it.
You just haven't found the right movie to use it on. Is that what it is?
That just means that you can listen to it and your system is not straining at all. If you have a single 12-inch and you're trying to create pressurized bass in your room, honestly, that's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
If you've got 218s or a 24 or whatever, you're able to pressurize that room even at lower volumes. And each one of those subwoofers are having to do a whole lot less work. So you got lower distortion, cleaner sound. And it's awesome. It's a great experience.
Yeah, man. I'm going to be like legendary Brown Note soon with whatever he's got over there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. A little crack addict style.
Crack addict style.
Ealan, do you feel like that when it comes to bass? What's your relationship with...
What's your relationship with bass?
Well,
like the Matrix.
We're seeing other people right now.
I don't see that here.
We're seeing other people right now.
Yeah, me and bass, like long walks on the beach from time to time. Yeah, I honestly prefer clean bass over.
Oh, sure.
Just like rattle my walls bass.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like if I don't hear some of my kitchen cabinets rattling, then I'm like, I probably don't have it up loud enough. So
it's like my wine glass thing. I'm like, oh, wine glasses are shaking. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of I like clean, but I like it maybe just a few dB above clean.
I see.
Yeah, one thing I found that was really cool too, and kind of again, you don't know these things till you experience them. You know, a lot of guys say, oh, well, 10-inch are tighter and they're faster than a 12-inch or 18. And the bigger you get, kind of the more sloppy it.
The slower because the traveling, right?
No, that is not the case. If you have enough power, to push those drivers, they can respond like instantly. And I experienced that. I experienced it with a 24-inch sub. I experienced it with 18-inch subs. So it's not about.
Well, maybe it is, Mike. We're just not going big enough. Maybe it's like really slow when you get to those 35-inch.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Maybe they're like a fraction of a second behind an 18.
Well,
or whatever.
You also have to remember you don't have to move as much.
Yeah.
Right? With the big cone, the movement backwards and forwards doesn't have to be as much. Kind of like if you're trying to fan with like something big, you don't have to move as much. So I don't think there's anything to that fast bass. Anytime I hear fast bass,
that doesn't make any sense. I've heard clean, accurate, articulate bass with big drivers as well as small ones. Yeah. And even on the transducers, I didn't realize like you need to really kind of time align the transducers and the near field bass.
Yeah.
Because one home we went into, I forget which one, but immediately I didn't notice it, but somebody else, they were like, oh wow, this isn't actually, it was Jonathan. He was in the home with the oh gosh, Martin Logan system that I just posted. And he said, man, I'm immediately noticing that your butt kickers aren't aligned with what we're seeing exactly on screen. John Wick scene, shotgun goes off, and just like, I mean, we're talking fractions of a like milliseconds, and then you're feeling and so they had this cool little tool. They put it up on screen. They could see where or how much it was off, dial that in the AVR, or either that or the mini DSP, and just add a little delay or subtract a little delay. Spot on, man. So, but it's all about calibration, man, because you can have great system, you can have great speakers and not have it dialed in. It's not going to sound that great.